It's all about me.
This is the Dan Patrick Show podcast.
There is more where that came from.
Click back for new episodes all week long.
Napa know-how.
Your broken AC may not be broken. It may just need a recharge with the Avalanche AC Recharge Kit. Just $39.99 plus an additional $15 prepaid Visa card by mail. Just pull the trigger and The Avalanche AC Recharge Kit. Now $39.99 plus $15 prepaid Visa card. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 6/30/18.
Broadcasting from the Mercedes studio in New York City.
How yachty is my yacht?
This is Dan Patrick.
Welcome to the program. It's hour one on this Wednesday. Dan and the Danettes, Dan Patrick Show. The great Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys will stop by the Man Cave here in New York City. Check in with the Houston Rockets and what their game plan is to try to recruit LeBron James to Houston. That'll be coming up. Also, Greg Popovich and Kawhi Leonard meet up in San Diego, which is interesting that Pop went to Kawhi Leonard. We'll talk about that coming up as well. 877-3DP Show, email address dp@danpatrick.com. Say good morning to our radio and TV partners, DirecTV, the Audience Network, Channel 239, and the NBC Sports Network, and our 330 radio affiliates around the country. It's unlikely a player has emerged in the offseason with this kind of attention whose name is not LeBron James, and that's Kawhi Leonard. The Spurs, he reportedly wants out, the star wants out of San Antonio. And he's not in the era of these big brands where you have Steph Curry and LeBron James. You know, they're brands. They have shoe deals, major entertainment outlets that they've partnered with. I don't know if Kawhi Leonard has any endorsements, any major endorsements. I don't even know what his interests are outside of basketball here. And that's why his recent behavior is even more puzzling here, because we all assume he's happy in San Antonio. He's the perfect Spur. You just play great, go to the playoffs, maybe win a couple of championships there, and then go to the Hall of Fame. Like Tim Duncan and David Robinson. Maybe the team is going to figure out a way to keep him there. Maybe Greg Popovich is able to talk to him. That's why he's going face-to-face. Maybe this is a last-ditched effort, because Pop realizes at his age he's going to be turning 70. Does he want to start over? If he gets Kawhi Leonard, does he coach longer? Are they going to go into a rebuild here? And I think Greg Popovich is a big key here as well. Does Pop want to be going through this again? And the fact that here's a Hall of Fame coach going to Kawhi Leonard in San Diego to say, can we figure this out? Can we smooth this over? What are we missing out here? Because Popovich plays a role here. You can imagine a pretty gruff exterior and a guy who's set in his ways and a guy who's got his titles, got his resume, and is going to the Hall of Fame. And all of a sudden he's going to go to San Diego to sit down with Kawhi Leonard and say, would you please reconsider here? Not sure what's going to happen, but when we checked in with the Spurs earlier in the week, and, we were told that maybe, keep an eye on the draft, that if there's a way to make a trade and you can get a high draft pick, maybe that's what happens with the San Antonio Spurs and Kawhi Leonard. Whether that happens or not, well, we're on the eve of the NBA draft right now. And there are players right now who are saying, we're not going to work out. We're not going to share medical information. And you have that with a couple of players looking at the Sacramento Kings and the Memphis Grizzlies. They're just saying that we don't want to go there. Don't even think about drafting us. But it's happened before. Kristaps Porzingis did this with the 76ers. He said, I'm not even going to FaceTime with you guys. Kobe did that. Kobe did that with the Nets, where he said, I don't want to work out for you. And certain players, if you have that power and just say, look, I don't want to play in Memphis or I don't want to play in Sacramento. I understand if you do have power and you can dictate it. Although, if we look at other players, if other players try to do this, how would we feel about this? What if Baker Mayfield said, I am not going to play in Cleveland? We'd be all over Baker Mayfield. But somehow we look at these guys who don't want to play in Sacramento or don't want to play in Memphis and don't have the star power or the name recognition that Baker Mayfield has. We're okay with that. Like, they're good businessmen. But if this got clicks and this is something you could debate and have a hot take on, I'll bet you this would be a topic of conversation. But Mo Bamba said, hey, I'm not interested in playing in Memphis. I don't know if he's interested in playing in Sacramento either. But there's a couple of players that have just said to some of these teams, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go there. But it leads us back to Kawhi Leonard. What does he want to do? Where does he want to do it? And how does that affect everybody else here in the NBA? And no trades right now, but it feels like there are a couple of teams who are going to move up and try to nab a couple of these guys. I don't know who's going to be available, if Luka Doncic is going to be the guy that somebody moves up and gets. I thought Dallas might move up. I thought it might be like this is the next Dirk Nowitzki, the heir apparent here, and that Mark Cuban would make a move. But then I also look at, what's Cleveland do? Because you got to factor in what LeBron is going to do or not do. Or do you just say, hey, we don't know what he's going to do. We're going to go out and get the best player we can. A couple of things you'll hear about. There was a secret workout, now not so secret, with Trae Young and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, are they going to try to make a trade and bring in Kemba Walker from Charlotte? And what do you give up to get Kemba Walker? And I always look at it as, what would be the reason LeBron would stay? All right, he'd get $35 million this upcoming season for 1 year. If you got Trae Young in there, and let's say you traded and you got Kemba Walker. Okay, he's got a couple of new toys there, but he's still got some dead weight with some contracts in there. And that's part of the problem here, is you tried this year and it failed, and it was NBA Finals or bust. Well, they got to the Finals, and they bust when they got there. And I think that's what bears watching now. As far as, LeBron where he wants to play, still feels like it's Los Angeles. I still hold out hope that maybe it's Cleveland. And maybe hope because, you know what, I still think there can be a run there, and I'd like to see him stay there and try one more time to win a championship. But if he doesn't have the pieces there, and Trae Young may go earlier than Cleveland. Chicago Bulls could be the destination for Trae Young. It feels like Chicago likes him, and they might take him before the Knicks do or the Cavs do. That's the feeling that I get. All right, McLovin, you got a poll question here for me?
Yeah, and it's sort of related to what you were saying. We have a few options. But I was going to ask is, what player would you be most excited about your team drafting if I put the top 5 guys out there, and it's almost like none of them fit? Would you be excited about DeAndre Ayton, Marvin Bagley, Jaren Jackson Jr., Luka Doncic, or Mo Bamba? Would any of those 5 players get you excited? And I'm thinking that's why we don't care that they don't want to work out with Memphis, because we don't care about these guys.
Well, I think Doncic is different, obviously. He's white. We don't know that much about him.
Whoa. He's European. It's different.
Well, he's European.
Yeah.
And still white.
Yeah, but in NBA parlance, we compare white guys to white. Doug McDermott never gets compared to a European guy. Yeah, like we're thinking player comps here.
Yeah, he's not as skilled as a European player. But I think Doncic has more upside as far as your curiosity to go see him play. DeAndre Ayton is going to be able to play right away. I mean, Bagley's going to play right away. Doncic is different for a variety of reasons, and that might be a sellable guy. I think Trae Young and Doncic are the two guys that are marketable here. Yeah, Paulie.
If I were a white American college basketball player, I would try to tweak my name so it sounds European. Like Doug McDermott would have been a better thing. Like Dante DiVincenzo, he should say he grew up in Italy and he just got here a minute ago.
Yeah.
I'd buy it.
I would learn Italian if I were him.
Grayson Allen, that sounds...
Yeah, that's trouble. Yes,
I think people don't get excited about the 7-footers. It's just hard to get excited about DeAndre Ayton. Like Dante DiVincenzo, if my team drafts him, I'm through the roof. That's so exciting.
Jordan Schultz of Yahoo Sports told everybody when he was on our show that there are some scouts and front office people who love Dante DiVincenzo, love him, and that he is moving up, that he might not be there after 10. When we weren't even sure if he was going to come out, and would he be a first-round draft pick, now you're finding. This is where, when you get guys who get an opportunity to see them, work them out, interview them, that's when you start to hear the information. Everything else is speculative. That's why these mock drafts don't mean anything other than to introduce you to some of these players. It's really about, once a team gets to work out a guy, and then, like when Donovan Mitchell worked out for Utah, they were like, oh my God, let's shut this down. We don't want to. When Kobe worked out for Jerry West, he's like, no, we've seen enough. There's certain players, when you see it, you know it, and then you just don't want any more information out there. And that's what's happened with some of these players. I think Porzingis did that with the Knicks. Because different teams looked at him and like, is he tough enough? I think the Lakers were trying to figure out if he was tough enough. The Knicks looked at it and said, I got a 7'4" guy who can shoot threes and he can run the floor. We'll take him. Like the Knicks finally made a correct decision, but it's only because LA took D'Angelo Russell. I mean, if LA would have taken Porzingis, imagine Porzingis in there with the Lakers. And would we be talking about a different Laker team? And if you're LeBron and you're going, okay, I got those pieces in there, that's a pretty good start there and bring in somebody else. Yeah, McClellan.
That's the one name by the way I hear the most, Donovan Mitchell. Who's the next Donovan Mitchell? And there's a group of like 5, 6'4" guys who could jump out of the gym in this draft who are moving up. That's what everybody wants I want to get this guy at 12.
Well, what's Draymond Green? Who's the Draymond Green in this draft?
Yes, and now who's the Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah, but see, it's still, Draymond Green is different than Donovan Mitchell because Draymond Green is the Swiss Army knife. He's a 5-tool player, whereas Mitchell may be a Russell Westbrook kind of guy where he's, a guy who can dominate but has the ball and he's going to put up great numbers. Draymond Green is not that way. So who is that Draymond Green kind of player and Donovan Mitchell? It seems to be what teams are going
right, for. Who's going to fall into the teens?
Yeah.
Like I keep reading about this kid, Zaire Smith out of Texas Tech, who can jump like 46 inches. And like, if you hear names like that, so the Sixers pick a 10, I'm like, I see a highlight reel. I'm like, take him. But I have no idea. Dan
Patrick Show brought to you by Farmers. They have customizable home insurance packages, and they offer coverage options you can tailor for your home turf. At Farmers, we know a thing or two. We've seen a thing or two. Discover home coverage options and more at farmers.com. So what's the poll question?
Another one. Okay.
All right.
A certain soccer player scored a goal today. Seaton's favorite.
Ronaldo.
Which athlete on earth would you want to be right now? If you could be any athlete, and there's only one option, Cristiano Ronaldo. We couldn't come up with a second. LeBron's on the downside.
I gave you the field. Ronaldo or the field.
Yes, that's fair. So you get every other athlete there is.
Okay. I might lean towards Mike Trout.
What?
Yeah.
I might take my life over Mike Trout. What are you talking about? Why don't you want to be Mike Trout? His playoff highlight is going to an Eagles game.
That is true. Yeah, he did make a playoff appearance. It was just to watch the Eagles play. Yeah, Paulie.
I would have taken young Kelly Slater in this poll, but he's kind of at the tail end. But if Kelly Slater were 25, he'd be in the discussion.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just trying to skew it to just sports with Mike Trout because Trout's having this unbelievable year. Like the numbers are incredible, and there's really nothing to show for it. We're going to get to October, and Mike Trout's going to be doing what we're doing, and that's watching playoff baseball. Yeah, Fritzy.
What do you think these stories that are being written recently that it's time to trade him away from mediocrity and let him fly and be on a team that people are caring about and make a run for the playoffs?
Well, Artie Moreno is a billionaire for a reason. He makes good investments, and he didn't make a good investment in some of the other players that he brought in, but you got Trout and you got Shohei Ohtani. You're just not going to play playoff baseball there. But I don't know if you say, hey, Mike, thanks for your service. We're going to help you out, and we're going to send you to a team. Like, send him to Philadelphia. He's from New Jersey, right? Philadelphia fan, Eagles fan, obviously. But, what are you getting in return, and what are you saying to your fan base if you do something like that? Do you hold on to this? Isn't like the process where if we trade him away, although you're going to get people who say, well, look at the Astros. The Astros traded away all their players. The Cubs did this. They got rid of guys. And then you bring in these draft picks here. All right. But you've spent money to win now with the Angels. But we'll look at this scenario with the Angels and Mike Trout because Mike Trout's having one of the greatest years in baseball history. I know it's only June, but he's having one of the great seasons in baseball history. And enjoy him now while you can because you won't see him in October either. All right, we'll check in with the Houston Rockets. What is the game plan here to bring LeBron to town? What's the possibility that Chris Paul leaves Houston? We'll find out those answers we hope coming up next. It's 15 after the hour. Dak Prescott of the Cowboys will join us next hour right here on the Dan Patrick Show.
Little Caesars, home of the hot and ready extra most bestest pepperoni pizza, now brings you a full line of large extra most bestest pizzas. Now you can create your favorite with up to 4 of our toppings and get the most cheese and toppings at the nation's best price. How about that? And prices start at only $6. Make sure you download our mobile app today, then use your pizza imagination to create your extra most bestest pizza. Our new extra most bestest pizzas, the crowning pizza achievement, only at Little Caesars. Pizza. Claim of most cheese and most common toppings at the nation's best prices is based on comparison of the following pizzas for the top 4 national pizza chains. Little Caesars extra most bestest custom top pizzas with up to 4 of our toppings, and the other 3 pizza chains comparable large round standard menu custom top pizzas. Sold at everyday menu prices. Available at participating locations plus tax where applicable. Go get them only at Little Caesars. The crowning pizza achievement, extra most bestest pizzas. Pizza.
Here are some useful tips you might not be aware of. Coffee filter and a little bit of olive oil can clean the interior of your car car. Removing excess weight from your car will improve gas mileage, duh. And you could place your key fob to your chin to increase its range. Weird, right? But here's another tip you might not know about. TrueCar also helps people get used cars. That's right. TrueCar isn't just for new cars. It is for new cars. But with their certified dealer network and nationwide inventory of 1 million used cars, you'll enjoy real pricing on actual inventory and a simpler buying experience whether you need a new or used car. And with TrueCar, users can see what others paid so they'll know what they're getting and if they're getting a good deal before buying. Look, see, you know me, I'm always looking at cars. I found a 91 Land Cruiser, legit, Alabama, checked it out, VIN number, all the information, felt safe, good job. TrueCar, good for used cars as well. They're more likely to enjoy a faster buying experience by connecting with TrueCar certified dealers. When you're ready to buy a new or used car, check out TrueCar and enjoy a more confident buying experience. New, used, whatever you need. Go to TrueCar. Some features not available in all states.
Napa know-how.
Your broken AC may not be broken. It may just need a recharge with the Avalanche AC Recharge Kit. Just $39.99 plus an additional $15 prepaid Visa card by mail. Just pull the trigger and brr. The Avalanche AC Recharge Kit. Now $39.99 plus $15 prepaid Visa card. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 6/30/18.
Oh, yeah, it's slow day in sports. We're talking about hot guys on the program here. Paulie wanted to have a European hot guy draft.
Well, our first hot guy draft 2 years ago blew up. I mean, that was one of our most popular segments of all time.
I like that you got guys who probably never thought that they would comment, call or tweet or email on the hot guy draft.
Dumel has still not recovered.
Josh Dumel has not. But then Paulie goes, we were talking about Ronaldo. Ronaldo scored a goal. And how old is Ronaldo? 33?
33.
Okay. And he hasn't slipped at all. He seems to be playing at a pretty high level. But a lot of guys in the sport at 33 are gone. You're going to the MLS. Like Rooney, is Rooney the same age as Ronaldo?
He's a year younger. He's already on DC United.
Oh, boy. Does Ronaldo ever end up in the United States?
No doubt. No doubt he's on either LA Galaxy or one of the New York teams within 2 years, 3 years.
I don't know.
Like Thierry Henry, he waited towards the end.
But he makes so much money.
This is like
nobody makes this kind of money except for Messi and Neymar.
For these players, it's like avoiding retirement for 2 more years and still getting paid.
Mm. All right, we'll come up with a poll question here. I want to run down the Mike Trout stats here. And if you're the Angels, what do you do with Mike Trout? If you're Mike Trout, what do you do with the Angels? We'll talk about that. Dak Prescott, the Cowboys quarterback, obviously will join us coming up as well. I'm curious about the Houston Rockets. Remember, that was the destination for LeBron, and of course, he could play with Chris Paul, his good buddy. And then I started to wonder, and I said to Fritzy, why don't you reach out to Jerome Solomon, who covers the Rockets, because I wanted to ask him what's more likely to happen. LeBron goes to Houston, or Chris Paul ends up going with LeBron someplace else. He doesn't get his max deal. So Jerome Solomon of the Houston Chronicle joins us now. Jerome, let me just start there. What's more likely to happen, LeBron in Houston or Chris Paul someplace else?
Let's start with LeBron in Houston. I think Chris Paul came to Houston. He didn't come here on a one-year situation. It wasn't a one-year deal, and he wouldn't have made that call a year ago to decide to come to Houston if it were going to be a situation that he was just passing through town. And certainly, even if he were considering that, once he got here, he really found out that, Houston, too, is liking him. It's the kind of city that a guy like him could make home, and it's a situation where the media is nice and comfortable. You got to play with a guy, and James Harden, who took a lot of the heat off of him. And, as it is with star players, after they lose a game, you have to go to the press conference and be asked the question, why did you lose, or why didn't you lead the team to victory? And for the first time in his career, Chris Paul didn't have to answer that every night. Of course, they didn't lose many games either, but he had another guy to share some of that blame.
Does James Harden want LeBron to come to town?
That's an interesting one. He hasn't said anything about it specifically, obviously, because the season ended and that didn't come up, but he has talked openly about not being afraid of having good players on the team. He wanted Chris Paul big time. He went out and said, look, I have to have somebody better on the team than this. And he wants to win. That's the most important thing. And that's Chris Paul has talked about seeing that in James. And maybe he didn't know that until he really got to play with him throughout an entire season, of Harden's desire to win and to win a championship. And he can't do that as the team is currently constituted. I mean, they came close and gave the Warriors a serious threat. But, yeah, you'd be a fool not to want the best player in the league to join your fight against the Warriors. And so unless James Harden is a nut, yeah, he should want LeBron James to join the Rockets. I mean, my goodness.
But does it work? How does it work basketball-wise, Jerome, with those three?
That's the job of Mike D'Antoni. And D'Antoni has proved that his offense and his ability to come up with offensive concepts to match the players, that should be the easy part. I mean, we're talking about, and you're not adding a guy who has to, in LeBron, who's afraid of letting somebody else get the ball and afraid of moving it around. And I mean, it's basketball-wise, I just don't think it's as big an issue as people made it out to be. A year ago, people tried to say that, how can Chris Paul and James Harden play together? They're both point guards. Yep. And we saw how that managed to work. I mean, there are a lot of possessions in a basketball game. There are a lot of shots to go around. That should be the easiest part of it if players are willing. Now, if you have completely selfish players, you'll have an issue. James Harden is one of the best leaders and assists in the league the last couple of years since he made his move to point guard. He's not too concerned about that. And money-wise, they're going to get paid wherever they are, so that shouldn't be an issue. But basketball-wise, D'Antoni's system, he's salivating at the hopes of bringing in a guy like LeBron to fit into his schemes.
If you're betting a week's pay, where's LeBron end up? I'm
not betting a week's pay on anything. That's throwing money away. I've obviously surprised us a couple of times here, but it just seems I've lived in Houston far too long to be optimistic that Houston would be the choice. And there's some parts that need to be moved and things that have to happen. And Daryl Morey is a guy who has been working this for a while now, and he's right at the precipice of getting it done. I don't see a logical move for LeBron James to go somewhere else and build something from scratch, which is basically what he'd have to do if he chooses to go anywhere else other than Houston. And as smart as a guy as LeBron is, as much as he wants to add championships to his legacy, Houston is the place that gives him the easiest road to doing that right now. So I would bet a week of your pay that LeBron James was in Houston.
But did he tour like high schools there? You know, it's like a Loch Ness Monster where there's a sighting or Sasquatch. Oh, I hear that he's going through the school systems there in Houston. Did that happen?
Every black man that's 6'5" or taller with a beard touring any school in the country that the city that has an NBA team is LeBron James these days. So I saw LeBron at the barbershop last week. I saw him at a donut shop 2 days ago in Houston. LeBron is everywhere in America right now.
That's a walk-off, Jerome. Hey, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it, and have a good summer.
All right, thank you.
That's Jerome Solomon, Houston Chronicle, covering the Rockets and LeBron James. Because remember, Houston, that was the place, and then all of a sudden you started to, we kind of went back around. We doubled back, and then we went back to the Lakers because that's where it started. You know, I think everybody had somebody who was telling somebody who told somebody who had a source who told somebody that it's going to be Los Angeles. And then I got wind that Philadelphia was in play, especially with Ben Simmons and the fact that LeBron's agency represents Ben Simmons and he likes him and it's a young team. You stay in the East. The Rockets were in there with his friendship with Chris Paul. I think this comes down to just business with LeBron, and also he's factoring in his family. I don't know if he's looking at this legacy-wise as much as everybody thinks he is. And that is, if I want to win championships or win one or two more, then you go to Houston right now. If you want to compete against Golden State, you have a chance because this is a team that should have knocked off Golden State if Chris Paul's healthy. If LeBron goes there now, he's got a chance to go toe-to-toe with them. If he goes to Los Angeles, they might not be ready this next year, and maybe the year after that, they could be. So he's wasting away 2 more years at age 33, then he'll be 35. I think these next 2 years are really essential for him to get one more title. Where can he get that? But he also wants to have his money, and you're going to have peace of mind of where your kids are going to be playing basketball as well. Oh, this just came in from Adrian Wojnarowski. Charlotte is finalizing a deal to send Dwight Howard to the Brooklyn Nets for Timothy Mozgov.
Wow. 4th team in 4 years for Dwight Howard.
Man. And he had a pretty good year, didn't he?
Yeah. 16.6 points. 12.5 rebounds and 1.6 blocks for Charlotte. He was with Atlanta the year before that and Houston before that.
But nobody wants a big man. Like Dwight Howard 15 years ago, 20 years ago, you'd go, boy, you got to have a Dwight Howard in there. Now you don't. He can't shoot. Not a good free throw shooter. He gets rebounds and he scores, 5 feet from the basket, but that's not what you want. So Dwight Howard. Is Dwight Howard a Hall of Famer?
I was about to ask you that. Led the league in rebounding 5 times. Led the league in field goal percentage 1 time, averaging 17.4 points for his career, 12.7 rebounds, 2.0 blocks, which is very good. Led the league in blocks twice.
Is he better than Alonzo Mourning?
Oh. I feel like Mourning had more playoff success.
Yeah. I mean, Dwight went to the NBA Finals. Took a bad team to the finals.
That's true.
Yeah, Paul.
Dwight Howard feels like he was on his way to the Hall of Fame and something just happened. Like there's 5 years where
the Lakers he wanted out of Orlando, and all of a sudden, he got to LA and Kobe neutered him, and went, all of a sudden Dwight came in.
Not literally.
No, he didn't. No, he did figuratively. Okay. But Dwight came in as Superman. All of a sudden, he's Lois Lane. You're like, what happened? He's not even Clark Kent.
It could be the back surgery. Let's be fair. He was a totally different player.
All right,
which, by the way, makes me nervous about Michael Porter Jr. because I just remembered Dwight Howard and Larry Bird, the same thing. After back surgery, you're not the same guy.
Yeah, Bird, gave us 10 years, right? Steve Nash had issues with his back, and then Michael Porter Jr. the third coming in with back issues as well. So Dwight Howard is 4th team in 4 years. Can you do career salary for Dwight Howard?
Wowzers.
Yeah, let's do. Paulie, on short notice, give me Dwight Howard. All righty, time to play career salary.
This is probably going to be a doozy.
Dwight Howard.
Dan, we're all going to play today. Morale is high.
Okay.
Dwight Howard came into the league at age 19.
Yeah.
He's 32 years old. He's about 13 years in the league.
All right.
Total salary currently for Dwight Howard. He made $4 million his first year. He's due to make $24 million next year. Total salary so far for Dwight Howard. Dan, you're going to go last.
Okay. Steve O'Connor, you go first.
I'm going to start it off at $200.
$200. 2 spins. Fritzy.
225.
All right. McLevin.
Split the difference. 212,500.
212,000.
212,000.
Okay.
Right between
I'm going
Steve and
to guess you're going to be low in $212,000.
212,000 would be incorrect. I can tell you now.
Okay.
But
if he's going low,
212 million.
Okay, without going over. He
I
would
know.
I know. What's he making this week? Sorry.
I'm going to go 181.5.
this may be one of the closer guesses in the history of the Know Your Salary game, whatever it's called. McLovin was off by $500,000.
Wait, at $212,000?
If he went $212 million, Dwight Howard's made $212,500.
Wow. Well, did he really get the correct answer?
Wait. Dwight's made 212.5. That's what I said. He made 212. I said 212.5.
So he guessed it right on, Paulie?
No, he's off by 500. I'm sorry, 213,000. McLovin's
Oh, you got 213. Okay.
He's off by 500,000. But you've had a couple where you're $1 million away.
But I don't know, McLovin. If you were on a game show,
no. Well, just Sports Jeopardy. Would I have gotten that right?
Your final answer was 212,000.
Again, that's wrong. 212,000 would be wrong.
Yeah.
Did you ever have anybody who wrote down the wrong number on the bet at the final? I was so nervous when we were playing Sports Jeopardy. You write down how much you want to wager. Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to screw this up and have the wrong number of zeros.
I don't remember anybody doing that where they just said, oops, I wrote down the wrong thing. Because it doesn't matter. Once you're locked in, that's it. Doesn't matter. Yeah, Paul.
I was so frantic at the end of Sports Jeopardy, I wrote, who Roger Maris? I didn't write is. I was like, I got to get this down.
By the way, there's been some people who've looked back at that tape.
Oh, no.
When you asked the last question in the Final Jeopardy, all-time leading three-point percentage, connection to Steph Curry, I wrote Steve, and then dribbled it. I wrote, it looked like people read it as Nash, but other people read it as Kerr.
You said Nash.
I said Nash, but if you look at the handwriting, my mind was writing Kerr.
Wait, so you read it wrong?
I think so.
I don't know what the judges would say on that, McLovin. But it's too late. You can't file a protest now. You had your opportunity. Paulie won.
Remember afterwards, we're all like, Steve Kerr is the all-time leading three-point shooter? That's amazing.
and a connection to Steph Curry.
It was a simple hint,
Yes.
and none of us got it.
Yeah. You guys overthought it. That's what happened there, McLovin.
I honestly didn't know Curry was that great. I knew he was a great shooter. I didn't know he was all-time the best shooter ever. Better than Steph Curry.
Is he still? He's number one all-time three-point shooter.
Career percentage.
Yeah.
I got Steve Kerr at
53?
45, a little over 45%.
Okay. Man. It feels like it would be higher than that for the all-time.
Steve Kerr had a season where he was 53%
Okay,
from three.
that's what it was.
Jeez.
Yeah. Okay. What's Steve Nash from three-point range? Because I know Nash was one of those 90 from the line, 50 from the field, and 40 from three-point range.
Nash was about 43% career from three.
Man. So there's a certain number of threes that you needed to qualify for that.
Yes, you couldn't be like 3 for 5
Yeah.
if you're like Yinkadari or someone.
Yeah. Yinkadari.
The first name I could think of.
Yes, McLovin.
I mean, Steph Curry is a 43.6% in his career. For the number of threes he shoots, that's not bad. This kid's going to be all right. You know, when you told the T-Wolves to draft him in 2009, they should have listened.
Well, plus, you know Steph Curry's going to shoot threes. Steve Kerr usually got to shoot threes when he was all by himself. You know, because Mike or Scotty would penetrate and then kick it out to Steve Kerr. Man. That is it. The fact that I said a connection to Steph Curry and
that's confusing because we all thought Del Curry immediately because it was great three-point shooter.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think tripped us up a lot.
Yeah. Paulie, what did you write down?
I'm pretty sure I wrote down Ray Allen just because I was trying to get a decent guess in. I had no idea.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll check in with Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys quarterback. He'll join us. Who else is on the show, Fritzy?
We are going to hear from Stephen Brault, the Phillies, the Pirates relief pitcher who sung the national anthem last night.
Oh, that's right. He was singing the Star-Spangled Banner. We have the audio of that, I believe. Of that, yeah.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
All right, all right. I like it. But that's pretty cool. And it's really a hard song to sing. You know, and then here you are, because you know your teammates are going to crush you if you somehow screw that up. But to start it, and you know, I've talked to singers before where you just get there and you got to get to a certain pitch and you can't get over your skis with how high you go, and you know, it can be dangerous there.
Yeah, who was it? Maybe it was Darius Rucker saying that the key to it is you have to start low.
Yeah.
You have to start super low because by the end you're getting way up.
Yeah.
And that's where people.
Oh, sick. Yes, Fritzy.
And they didn't make him do it. As far as I know, he volunteered. It's something he wanted to do. So he's really put himself out there and can.
Well, what do you mean make him do it?
Imagine if it was punishment for blowing a save.
Yeah.
Hey, Braulty.
Like everybody's got to go out there and sing the anthem.
If he has the courage to go up there and he thinks he can sing it well, then he's opening himself up to abuse. If he gets a line or doesn't hit the tune, they didn't pull his name out of a hat. He said, "I want to sing the national anthem, so you got to deliver."
Why no? But you make it seem like it was punishment. Like it could have been, hey, you blew the save there. You got to go out and sing the anthem.
No, I'm saying he's opened himself up to getting teased by his team if it didn't.
Rubened Odor was 0 for 4. You got to go sing the stretch. Go ahead now, Rubened. Only player we know.
Get out there.
Trout 0 for 4 today. You got to sing the anthem tomorrow. I do like it though. Got to put a little more pressure on these guys. All right, we'll come back. We'll settle on our poll question. And as I mentioned, Dak Prescott will join us in the building here, New York City, coming up in a little bit. Back after this on the Dan Patrick Show with our play of the day.
Hey, listeners, just wanted to take a minute to thank all our great sponsors and all of you great listeners for supporting this podcast. We certainly couldn't do it without either of you. And I wanted to remind you that you can support our sponsors by going to our show page at podcast1.com, clicking on the support this podcast button, and there you will see all our wonderful sponsors that help make this show possible. Thank you for downloading, subscribing, and of course supporting. And now back to the show.
Here at Podcast One, we love hearing from you. We read every tweet and comment you send our way. So don't miss your chance to take our summer listener survey. Just go to podcast1.com and click on the survey banner, or go to podcastone.com/mysurvey. It only takes a few minutes and it gives you the opportunity to make a direct impact on your favorite shows. Tell us how you really feel so we can get to know you better. We value your thoughts and participation. So check out the survey at podcastone.com/mysurvey, or click on the survey banner on podcastone.com.
Stay tuned for 60 seconds of AP News headlines right after this podcast.
Napa know-how.
Your broken AC may not be broken. It may just need a recharge with the Avalanche AC Recharge Kit. Just $39.99 plus an additional $15 prepaid Visa card by mail. Just pull the trigger and brr. The Avalanche AC Recharge Kit. Now $39.99 plus $15 prepaid Visa card. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 6/30/18.
Oh my God.
The play of the day. This is the play of the day.
Check this out. Zuma brought that down beautifully. He's got a chance, and he scored! Russia running riot. 3 on their way for sure now, you'd think, to the knockout stages. Home country Russia scores 2 goals and benefits from an Egyptian own goal to ensure their place in the knockout stages. Little Jay-Z and Rihanna run this town. Courtesy of FIFA TV. Play of the day brought to you by Farmers Insurance, protecting your home team. Farmers customizable home insurance packages offer coverage options you can tailor for your home turf. At Farmers, we know a thing or two. We've seen a thing or two. Discover home coverage options and more at farmers.com. All right, we got our poll question there, McLevin?
Well, it's actually a runaway. Who would you want to be, Cristiano Ronaldo or the field? If you could be any athlete in the world, it's actually only 30% going Ronaldo. People are suggesting we either change it to LeBron versus Cristiano Ronaldo, or we could just go in a different direction. There's a lot of people are asking us about Mike Trout on Twitter because you mentioned Mike Trout. If you're the Angels, would you consider trading Mike Trout? Or is that too tough a question?
Yeah, it's a tough question because what are you getting in return for Mike Trout? Can you get a Herschel Walker type treasure trove in return? Can I get 5 players? Remember when Mark Teixeira was traded? That was with Texas, and I think that they got like 5 or 6 players. So that was Atlanta in Texas. Miguel Cabrera, remember the Marlins couldn't sign him, and then all of a sudden Detroit stepped in and said, and you could see a little bit of a parallel with Cabrera and Mike Trout because at the time Cabrera was 24. And he was an all-star, 300 hitter, He had 400 RBI seasons already at age 24. Now, not the player defensively that Mike Trout is, but Cabrera at that time, and then they made that deal with Detroit and ended up getting young players or draft picks there. I just don't know if you can get, dollar for dollar for Mike Trout. He's set to make about $120 million through 2020. He's a bargain right now. If you're the Angels, do you give him away to get prospects here? I've got Shohei Ohtani and I've got Trout. How long does Pujols stay around? What else can you do with that roster there? But you're going to waste one of the great regular seasons in baseball history. So if you want to put it up there, should the Angels consider trade? You can go back a couple of years ago, and the Angels were, this question came up with the media about should the Angels trade Mike Trout. So it's not something new. I just look at these numbers with Mike Trout now. It's crazy. If you subscribe to WAR, he's on pace now to have the greatest single season wins above replacement.
Oh, look who's on board with the analytics.
I'm not.
It sounds like you are.
No. I'm telling you. Well, no, I didn't get anybody's attention about how great a season, but all of a sudden I said WAR, and then McLovin woke up in the back row there.
Did you see his VORP? Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know anything about his VORP. Dak Prescott wearing his Mississippi State colors. Got his jacket there. Have him come over there, Paul. Got slip-ons. Look at you. Look at that. Dak Prescott in the house here. Looking clean.
He's got quite a grip.
He just stepped off a yacht here, I think, is what it looks like there. Good to see you, Dak. Good to see you. Dak Prescott here, looking clean. Now, that's not by accident. You got Mississippi State color jacket on, right? Yeah.
Representing right now, College World Series.
I like that.
2-0.
Did you play baseball?
I did not. No.
Did you play basketball?
I did.
Were you any good?
I was pretty good. I was solid.
Well, what's that mean?
We didn't have that great of a basketball program in my high school. So at 6'2", I was playing the 4. So, I did some work all district,
What'd you average?
18.
Okay. Yeah. Wait, you said that a little too quickly there.
Oh, I know what I averaged. If I'd have made more free throws, I probably would have got 25. So,
Did you want to play college basketball?
No, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I always wanted to play football. So,
at what age did you say to your mom, I want to be an NFL quarterback?
Probably as soon as I could talk.
Really?
I don't know. I've always wanted to play in the NFL, be a quarterback. Mom used to eat, sleep, and breathe football, so nothing's changed.
But did you always play quarterback?
No, I didn't. I started off playing linebacker and running back, and then once the coach's son moved to a different position, then I got to play quarterback.
What happened if the coach's son didn't move to a different position?
Well, the coach's son didn't play in middle school, so maybe it would have happened at that point.
Could you have made the NFL at a different position?
I don't know. I always wanted to do that. Maybe like a utility player, the tight end, that F position. I think I could.
You got good hands?
Yeah, they'd be better if I was a receiver.
Well, plus you get to wear those gloves.
That's true.
Those gloves aren't fair, Dak. That's performance enhancing, right?
It helps me, so I'm going to say no.
But have you ever had a guy complain that you threw it too hard to him?
In high school, never really in the NFL or
nobody will say that because they want you to throw it to them. They don't care how hard.
They just want the ball. So they're not griping about how hard it was or something like that. Maybe if you're warming up, they'll trying to tell you to take it down a little bit.
But growing up in Louisiana, Saints fan?
No, always a Cowboys fan. Always a Cowboys fan. When I was a kid saying I wanted to play quarterback in the NFL, I was saying I wanted to play for the Cowboys.
But okay, so favorite player growing up was who with the Cowboys?
Emmitt Smith.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you meet Emmitt?
Yeah, I've met him. I've met all the Cowboy legends, all the greats, and yeah, Emmitt's a close friend.
But you ask for autograph or picture?
No,
you don't.
No,
you can't do it.
Once you're exchanging numbers and talking and stuff like that, you can ask for an autograph.
How about exchanging jerseys?
No,
you can't do that.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Because then it's kind of weird. Like, hey, can I get one of yours? And I'll give you one of mine.
Well, what if they don't want one of yours?
No, that's the problem. You got to make sure that they want your. But this is the key. This is the trick. It's where you have a buddy who said, hey, why don't you two get together? Let's get a picture here.
Yeah, that's the
right.
Yeah, and I've got the buddies to help me out just to get the picture.
Yeah, that's the move there.
Yeah, that works.
And then Troy, you met Troy. Did you meet Roger Staubach?
Yeah, Roger. He's probably my favorite. Nothing against Emmett now, but just Roger, knowing Roger and everything he's done on the football field, serving our country, the businessman.
Oh, yeah.
He's the greatest.
And you obviously weren't alive to see him, but what he did, when he did it, how he did it, was something that nobody was playing the position that way.
Right.
Like he would play now with the run pass option. Like right. Roger he was a great athlete. Plus he had to wait 6 years to get into the NFL. So I think he came in at 28.
Yeah, he was well ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was. He was great.
The game.
You're joining us on behalf of, tell us what you're talking about today.
Yeah, the Ready Raise Rise campaign. As you said, partnered up with my second team, Bristol Myers Squibb. Yep, it's the picture right there. And that picture goes right in hand with our challenge. What the Ready Raise Rise campaign is about is bringing awareness and research, education to the immuno-oncology research, which focuses on how each cancer is unique and individual and how your immune system can help you fight off the cancer. So our challenge right there is get that picture, pick your power, go on to ReadyRaiseRise.com, post a photo showing us how unique and powerful you are with a picture. And once you do that, 100 submissions, Bristol Myers Squibb has promised to donate $250,000. So we're not asking for your money. We're just asking for you to go to the website, submit a photo, and help raise this awareness so we can defeat this nasty disease.
You could stay for a little while. We're going to take a break here, and then we'll come back with Dak Prescott, talk some football, the hashtag Ready Raise Rise. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. 1 hour in the books, more Dak Prescott coming up here on the Dan Patrick Show.
Hi, this is Ben Domenech, the host of the Federalist Radio Hour. We're a daily show coming to you 5 days a week from Washington, D.C., where we interview our nation's top journalists, politicians, authors, chefs, economists, entertainers, and more. If you're looking for a contrarian discussion on news, politics, or culture, give us a listen and subscribe at podcastone.com, the new Podcast One app, or at Apple Podcasts.
Now ADT can help protect your family at home and on the go. Get started with ADT's best offer, an ADT starter kit and security camera installed free. A savings of $449. Plus, you'll get ADT Go, the new family mobile safety app and service for 24/7 emergency response. Go to ADT.com/podcast today to take advantage of ADT's best offer with 36-month monitoring contract, easy pay, and QSP. Early termination and activation fees apply. Additional charge for ADT Go premium services after 3/31/18. Certain markets excluded. Licenses available at ADT.com. Offer ends April 1st.